You have a film coming out this weekend, Famous, out on December 10th on digital and VOD. How do you describe this experience? Because it's a blend of mediums. It's kind of the film meets the stage sort of thing.
Yeah, it is, and that's what's so cool about it is that it was a play, and and it ran for a year, and it got amazing reviews. The cast is so solid. It's the same cast that's in the play was is also in the movie, and Michael, who's the director, did a fantastic job of like keeping that energy in the cast, together and their chemistry and how important it was, and he made sure that it was still contained and it showed up in the movie and clearly obviously did and I play a director. I play a film director in the movie, and that is that cares about the lead character Jason, and it was a great it's always a fun opportunity for I think anybody in comedy to do something serious. I think all comedians have at some point have done something dramatic, whether it's a high school play or whatever. So any opportunity like that, I just love doing, especially when it's coming from a creative place like what Michael, the director, was Leone, was offering for me. But I still haven't forgotten about comedy. Obviously, I have a new show called Heytan that's streaming on YouTube right now. So there's like a new sketch every week. So that just now launched. So people can look that up. It's called Hey Kattan on YouTube. And, we wanted to start it on YouTube because everybody is on YouTube all the time. It seems like that's the instant place where people go to nowadays, especially with comedy and people's attention span. I'm learning are like, when it comes to comedy, it needs to be very short and quick,
Mhm.
So we're just now, figuring out that some of the digital videos we have shot that we're going to put on need to be shorter.
I know.
But it's
Yeah.
working out great. People are loving the sketches or the shorts, I should call them rather, because they're really well shot and there's some great actors in them, and I'm writing and directing them. So it's really cool for me to have that opportunity, and they're coming out great. I mean, they're a big success. So, Hey Catan is really fun to do. So,
Yeah.
I think that was an official rant, right? Is
That
that a
yeah,
rant?
that was a screen rant right there.
I guess that would be a screen rant.
That was a screen rant. That's the
Yeah.
name. I'm so glad you mentioned that because when I like never miss an SNL episode, and when I think of SNL, you're one of the first faces that pops in my mind. So I think
Oh, thanks.
fans of you will be very thrilled to learn that you're doing these sketches again. How would you say? I mean, what would you? What's kind of the vibe? Like, how would you say it compares to maybe people that watched you on SNL?
I think the digital videos, like comedy videos, like Sandberg used to do the music ones,
The
but
shorts, yeah.
these are it's like that kind of budget, but except I'm doing characters and or different styles of shorts, different comedy styles, like something that looks like it was shot in the 30s to something that is takes place now, to a commercial parody. Like, for example, one of them is about the board game Settlers of Catan, but we call it Catan. It's just, it's a board game about my life. And but there's also another sketch about a date that goes totally wrong and awry, and we're like, God, it's such a funny idea. That would be such a fun thing to shoot. So we have a great DP and all that, and I really like how I'm very attracted to things, films and content that's really cool visually, and that's what was appealing about this movie. But we get a chance to do that on Hey Catan, which was named after somebody yelling "hello" to me, because nobody really says "Hey Chris." They always go "Hey Catan." So that's
Like when they
where,
run into you on the street, they say, "Hey, Catan."
yeah, they do. Even people I don't know go "Hey Catan."
That's
They don't say
interesting.
"Hey Chris" or "Hello Chris." They go "Hey Catan" as if I already know them, which is nice. It's kind
I
of a comfortable feeling.
That's funny. I feel like you do have, I don't know why, but I have to say your full name. I just have to say Chris Catan. just circling back to Famous, what do you want audiences to know? And how did you get involved in the first place? How did you get into the project?
Into Famous,
Yeah.
one of the producers was a friend, and she asked me, would you be interested in doing this role? It's a really cool role, and I thought of you, and I know you could do really good drama, and I was like, yeah, it's very nice of you to acknowledge that. So I was, grateful to be part of it. That's how I got involved, really. And then when I read the script, it was like, wow, this is really different. But what really appealed to me, like I was saying, was that, the way Michael, the director, and his approach was, to it. And the cast itself is so strong already because they already worked together. So that mix was just so appealing to me. I'd love to be part of this. This sounds like so much fun, even though it was very dramatic, and I play a film director.
Right.
So it was, it was dramatic. It's not like, but it's funny when you do a dramatic film, you're having fun off stage. I mean, when after you yell cut, this was actually kind of fun. We're like laughing and having a really good time.
Yeah.
Even though it was a dramatic film. Because that's the kind of person I am, or usually hang out with, are funny people.
When people see you on the street and they say, "Hey, Kattan," what would you say the number one like question or prompt you get from people is? Like the number one character that people kind of gravitate towards?
Probably people do like, the Roxbury guys, the head bopping guy. Even like I went to a pharmacy, and the pharmacist, for some reason, like the music in there was "What Is Love?" and they was playing in the pharmacy, and the guy was like, "Here's your prescriptions, Mr. Kattan." He did call me Mr., which was very nice, I guess. But he was like, "Here's your prescriptions, Mr. Kattan," and then he started bopping his head, and I was like, "How is this? Is he a DJ? Like, what's going on? Why is the music playing in the pharmacy while the pharmacist is bopping his head?" And everybody in the pharmacy were bopping their heads. So I would say that character is probably one of the first things, the one that Will and I came up with, the Roxbury guys. So Will Ferrell, obviously. So I would say that one is probably the most probably. What about you? What do you think?
Corky Romano.
You think Corky Romano? Okay.
I love Corky Romano.
That's one.
It's the 20th anniversary, I think. I think it is.
Yeah, it was. It's right. It's just 20th anniversary. And, Peter Berg. And it's funny that Peter Berg was in that. Who's this great director, too. But yeah, Corky Romano. There's a lot of 20th anniversaries, I think, lately of some of my films.
2001 was like one of the best.
But I'm sorry?
2001 was like a huge year. I feel like it's like every anniversary.
Yeah, I think so. I think it does seem like there's a lot of 20th anniversaries of that year right now. Obviously, well, that's 20 years ago. That's probably why. But there happened to be some really great films and comedies back then.
If you had to revive or do a sequel of any character you've ever played, who would you want it to be?
I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing the Roxbury guys again if I did it with Will.
Yeah,
that'd be fun to do. Yeah.
Do you think that could happen?
I might say Mango. You remember Mango?
I was just watching the J-Lo one last night. That was so good. Yeah,
it was really fun to do. And it's a happy, fun character. I think most of my characters are all very happy and they still are okay to watch now. Like, a lot of humor you can't do nowadays or stuff that was done years ago you can't do. And, but a lot, I think my characters, were kind of family friendly, and surprisingly, Mango somehow was family friendly. But so it's you can watch it now, and like on Heytan, you can watch all those sketches that I did on SNL on that and streaming on YouTube. But yeah, I think God, I just keep ranting. I think
that's what we're here for. That's what Screen Rant's for.
But yeah, my heart is in comedy, I just love doing comedy. I mean, when I wake up and I'm just like, I need to talk to somebody so I can laugh about something, And I've noticed that people really need that in their lives, especially now. Like, humor is really important, even though this movie is very dramatic, but humor is just so important in general, I think, and I'm really lucky and grateful to be on the end of one of those people that is able to offer that to people, comedy. I'm really grateful for that,
And we're
So it's
blessed.
really very blessed. Yes, I am very blessed.
We're
Grateful and
blessed. We're blessed to get your comedy.
We are. Oh, you. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Well, thank you for saying that. Well, I'm blessed to be allowed to rant.
You can always rant on Screen Rant. I wish we could talk for so much longer, but I gotta let
What?
you
You're
know.
stopping a rant?
I know. We have to
That isn't
stop the
allowed?
Screen Rant.
How can you stop rants?
I
That
know.
doesn't make sense.
I know. It's cruel. Chris,
I know.
thank you so much for your time. Really
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Of course. Thank you. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Okay.